Yes, hello guys, welcome back to the channel here. Shipping, we need to look at shipping for sure. Again, this morning or last day, I can't remember, I did the recaps of the weekly close for commodities and the uranium recap. Check them out. They were a bit late. Usually I do them on Friday, but I didn't do it this time around. So as always, like, subscribe, do your thing. If you like the content, I would happily appreciate it. So shipping, a tiny sector, not many people are looking at it, but I think there are definitely some opportunities in the shipping sector, that is for sure. Bit of a brief update on the BDI, so the Baltic Dry Index. The Baltic Dry Index, yes. All right, well, yeah, just want to do that. We had that breakout here into the white resistance, and we had the backtest of the neckline here, beautiful, and now we have a resumption, and we have a bigger pullback now. The target for that inverted head and shoulders here is roughly 4,300, 4,200, give or take. That is our target, and we're pulling back now. The trend is up. The Baltic Dry Index looks really, really strong here. And I could expect, our target to get hit and then to overperform into that golden trend line right there. So shipping, or at least the Baltic Dry Index, looks really nice. Really, really nice. Also looking nice, finally, is the BDRY, so the dry bulk shipping ETF. Big breakouts actually have happened. There it is. Boom, all the way up to the highs here. Beautiful. And now we have the pullback. And look where the pullback went. All the way back, all the way down to the retest of that golden trend line from up there. Beautiful. So that was your buy on the retest. What's happening now is we just really want to clear that roughly $10 level, a bit higher. So we can go down to the 4-hourly to see if you can find any entries, depending on the setup here. We'll see what happens. But as long as we are above our beautiful golden trend line there, it's exactly what we want to see. So you can have a long entry when we clear here, or if we are making some sort of bullish pattern here, maybe a flag, or we have a double bottom, then you can have an entry. As always, place your stops where you find them needed. Always use a stop loss, because if this is something that fades out, then you don't want to be caught. You want to be out when you think you're wrong. Again, you can always re-enter. That's no shame. NM, there's a bid on NM, so we don't want to look at it there. Maybe we should delete it, but we have had it in for so long, so yeah, makes sense. SBLK, the Star Bulk Carriers, negated our big head and shoulders neckline here. Beautiful. So what happened? Breakout here, grinding right there, and then we popped major higher high. Actually, right here would be a perfect place to make some sort of higher low. So if you can find it here, again, always use a stop loss. But again, the trend is up. We have higher highs and higher lows, and that is the name of the game now, I think, because we broke that one here. So the next target should be the right shoulder high, before we have any major resistance at that level at roughly 25. CTRM, Castor Maritime, a fan favorite, but also hated. We had a collapse here, down from all these green, this green trend, zone there, and we came all down, came all the way back in, and now we're rolling over again. So again, not clear what it wants to do. When are we bullish? You know exactly when. That's the one we need to clear. Until then, it's only noise. It's only noise for CTRM. GLBS here has had a big run up here. Again, there are some negative divergence here on the RSI. I wouldn't put much into it, to be honest. Again, the flag target is roughly here at roughly 4.2. And currently we are just, if we look closely, I will remove the flagpole there, retesting that upper white support now. Previously it was resistance, now it is support. And maybe you can add it down a bit lower here, so maybe it might go a tad lower, but it depends on where you want to put it compared to these wicks and so on. So again, beautiful. The big entry, there are many entries that you can have. You can have, if we pull back here, you can have an entry, or if we stay above here for some time, we have had the retest now. And if we clear that high right there at roughly 2.86, that's also when you can enter, and stop loss below that wick right there at 250. SB, SB, you want to remove that stuff there. A lot of stuff going on like that. Same thing, we had that inverted head and shoulder, that head and shoulders, excuse me, broke down the retest, back above, bullish, falling wedge into the neckline. Actually, the chart here for SB is very well defined. I like it. Breakout, huge run up, and then we came all the way up to our white resistance here. You can see it going all the way back and pull back. So again, that is the level to clear roughly here. But again, the name of the game for me is, I think we are about to break that $4 level, $3.9 level. And I think we're about to break that long-term bad boy right there at roughly $4. That is really the big one to go. And I think given all this false breakdown from the necklines, bullish formations, I really enjoy what I'm seeing right now. You could also argue that that is a neckline, left head, right shoulder. So yeah, $4 give or take is really the level to look for. It is a bit skewed, yes, but it's still valid. And if we break that, I think we will break that long-term bad boy without a doubt. D North here, it's just still just grinding here. That uptrend, golden uptrend there, has a lot of support going on, but we are below the 30 weekly, so the trend is down. So let's see how it resolves really. We want to get back above here, obviously, to clear that wedge to the upside. We have some green supports, you know, here, but definitely for now it's holding. So we want to see that curling up right there. If we zoom in, you could argue that we are trying to do some sort of stuff here. So a tiny bull flag for a move higher, which would be ideal. So we want to get above 323, give or take, in that range, plus minus. EGLE doesn't look all that good. We are still below our neckline here, below, but you can see we're playing with it, and now we are trying to roll over again. So I want to see a decisive close right above here. We can actually add it in. I have a trend line right there that I wanted to add in during this video. There it is. That's the reason why we have that. I think if we get above there, I think all this bearish is negated, and you have a clear line in the sand, which is the neckline and the green support there if we get above, obviously. So getting above 48.2, ideal. For now, it's a bit iffy here, in my view. There are better plays, for sure. ESEA, this is a long-term chart, actually, 3 years. Huge run-up, major flag, and we're just sitting above, which is ideal. You can see here a bit of a rounding bottom that we're coming up here. So I still think until we break this one here, we are going to tag the triangle high here at roughly 40. And it should be some sort of slow grind to the upside. It pays a dividend, doesn't it? Yeah, 7% while you hold it. We can go to the daily and have a look-see. You can see here we have some stuff going on right there, give or take. And that trend line is clearly still holding, but we have a gap down here, that's dividends. Okay, fair enough. So still looking nice as long as we're above that big, beautiful golden bull flag. You should only be looking for longs, in my honest opinion. You can see the 30 weekly here is coming up with a huge 45-degree angle, give or take. So nice, very nice. GOGL also looking fantastic, absolutely fantastic here. We had the same thing. We had that scare again. It's a bit of an iffy neckline, but it is what it is. Huge break up here again. If you can get this at roughly 8.2, give or take, right here, that is a beautiful stage 2 retest and breakout entry here. Breakout stage 2, confirmation, and then we go higher. So again, depending on how you want to look for it, I think the lowest you will get it, if this is the case, that's roughly a tad above 8. Again, it goes to the daily or the 4-hourly to time your entry. So you can look for it there. But this is definitely the first high in a long time. And we want to find that higher low right here. Getting below also $8 is clearly insanely bad. So, but until then, I'm very bullish, and any pullbacks here should be looked for in the opposite, in the side, in the up direction. GNK here, actually probably the best setup right now. I really enjoy this setup here. Why? I want to show you. I think you can see it already. We had that huge 2-year, 3-year long wedge going down here. We had this internal stuff going on there, where we started to grind sideways, and then we had that big pop first higher high, and now let's zoom in. No, I want to stay on the weekly actually. Why? Breakout here, retesting. And what are we retesting here actually? We are retesting the big long-term upper trend line of the wedge. Beautiful. We are retesting the 30 weekly and this internal bad boy here. So we have a big triple support right here, right now. And you can have your stops, you know, below all three big support levels. But definitely this is a beauty, and I might be buying here. I'm not. Maybe I have. But I really enjoy this setup. As always, do your own due diligence and all that good stuff. But I'm just saying it as it is. I really like this at the moment. Again, the stop loss should be in place if this is a fake out, obviously. But this is a low risk, high reward entry in my view here. DSX. Nothing to write home about. We had that breakdown of the neckline, retest, resumption. Where are we going in my view? Yes, the long-term, very long-term golden trend line here, roughly at 2.4, give or take. I think that's where we're going before we have any bigger support, really. At least that's where I will be saying, all right, maybe we have an entry there. I want to zoom out for you guys. You can see it here. That would be one place to look. And then you also have some stuff going horizontally there. So, all right, boat here. Again, last week's candle, nasty as it can get, really. That was a big move up here. Bit of a doji here, hammer to the upside, and then big reversal, taking out, whoa, excuse me, taking out that candle there and the doji and all the down. That's not ideal. This is, and we're below the 30 weekly again. So please look out for this if we start to resolve to the downside. This is a bit iffy here. Again, the squeeze is still on, but that is not ideal for boat. We want to get back above these highs here at roughly 29, maybe a tad below, before we can say, all right, we can look for the long side again. But definitely just stay on the sidelines here again for boat. TNK, beautiful. The move has been big, very big move here, up 500%. I think when we reach that red zone, you can see it there and there, a bit of an interactions there as well. I think that's when this move will stall for a long period of time. I'm not calling for a crash, but maybe it will stall. That's my take. So we maybe have a bit of a retesting going on here on this smaller time frame. Well, it's roughly 1 year, and then we will have that final push into that red zone. That is my take for it. And then in my view, I will just be on the sidelines, wait to see what happens. How long do we go down, or do we snap back and we can always buy the possible retest from above anyways? So who cares? TORM here again. As we talked about, this move here seemed a bit iffy. We're now breaking down from this uptrend here. My entry, if I were to buy this one, would be when we get down here at roughly 133, give or take. Then we would have 3 impulse lower lows. And no, in my view, this is not an invert. This is not a head and shoulders. Why? The neckline has an angle to the downside, pretty steep for a neckline. So that would not be a. This is more of a bull flag compared to a head and shoulders due to that angle there. So it is what it is. INSV. Why are you green? You should be blue and bigger. There it is. All right. Okay. A lot of things going on here. This is a bit messy. You know, we had this somewhat well-defined blue with that false breakout there, or you can't call it a false breakout because it's so early. But now we're still in this green downtrend channel here. The problem is that we are getting back below the golden and back below the blue. Yes, this is a bullish green channel still, but it has to soon start to really have that pop to the upside. Otherwise, we're getting way too far into all the squeezes there, and this is just one big iffy fakey here. So this one should pop here before very soon. Before, otherwise, I will not call this any bullish anymore. DHT, quite simple. It is quite simple. And why is it so simple? For me, we are now at, you know, the 30 weekly, beautiful, keeping it simple. And at the lower side of this green uptrend channel, your buy is right here in this vicinity. I think if you go to the daily, you can also see some sort of it, not the most ideal, but you have some sort of stuff going on there. So a buy here is not the worst thing that could be done. Obviously, if we break that red or that green uptrend here, then you should have your stop loss in play. There is also the risk or the idea that you can come all the way down to the golden bull flag there, and then we pop back up again. But again, right here, right now, I think is a very good low risk entry with a lot of, there should be a lot of bias here. That is my take. So yeah, let's see where it takes us. But I really like this one here as well. As long as we're in the green uptrend, who is to blame to just sit tight here and collect 10% dividend? STNG looks okay, and then it's a bit iffy here. We have this move up here which is starting to fade, and we're coming back into the bull flag. That's never ideal, and this could be some sort of rounding top here, getting back into the bull flag. Yeah, also if we add this one here, I think we have some broken trend lines right there, an internal here you can see right there. So not ideal what is happening right now. Maybe we need one more third lower low here, but right now to me this is a bit unclear what's happening. It has had a big run here from 11 to roughly, where are we now, 50, so that's one heck of a move, no doubt about it. I don't know exactly where this the target of that inverted head and shoulder is. Let's just have a quick measure move there. So we have, depending on how you measure it, you could actually argue that it's quite close. So maybe we have reached it if I did it with a lot more precision there. Nat here, looking insanely ugly. We were discussing this one for a long time. A rising wedge here, rising wedge there. And again, we didn't know what to do with it. So we just didn't do anything. And now we actually are breaking down from both of the big wedges, the 30 weekly. And again, I need lower prices before this gets any more interested, or we have some sort of formations over here that will say that, all right, maybe we are trying to go higher again. But for now, this is a big no. FRO, there are some goods and there are some bads. The bigger problem is that this yellow parallel channel here, you can see we peaked above and we're back below again. So that's the long-term stuff, not ideal. False breakout here for now. The good part is that we're still in the green uptrend with a bigger angle. It is a smaller time frame one, so the bigger yellow one, which were the major trend, has definitely had a false breakout here. And my thought is that if we don't hold here and the 30 weekly, which is coming up just behind it, so if we lose roughly $18 in this one here, that's when we have a big correction, and then you can re-enter. But because then we have lost false breakout of the yellow and we have lost the green uptrend, there's nothing more to be made in this run here until you get a better entry, which could be the highs there. So roughly 13.5 GGH. Again, this is a bid. We don't look into it. Doesn't matter. SIM, integrated shipping services. Still one big massive, excuse me. One big massive downtrend here. 30 weekly coming down. Yes, we have a bit of a bounce here again, but this is not for me at the moment. Again, it just keeps coming down. Every rally is getting sold into all the way down. It's just, that's the definition of a downtrend. So don't be a hero, I guess. At the moment, there will be some times when we break, and then we can see if we can have some sort of constructive formations when and if we break that golden downtrend there. So alrighty, that is all for shipping. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, let me know what you think of the stocks here. Again, I have given you my view. Maybe you have a different one. I would love to discuss it. And again, always subscribe. It really warms my heart whenever I get a subscription, and we can expand this lovely community that we are trying to build here. So, guys, we will see you in the next one. Cheers.